For the circuit shown in figure below, calculate the current I and the voltage VAB when Rx is 0, 15 kilo ohms and Rx is infinity. So we have to find the current I can represent I like this, and the current VAB that is present here, and Rx is one of the resistance of the arms of the bridges of a Wheatstone bridge. This structure is like a Wheatstone bridge. So three cases are given: when Rx is 0, when Rx is 15 kilo ohms, and when Rx is infinity ohms. We have to find the current and VAB. We know that the VAB is the voltage difference between VA and VB. That is, VAB is equal to VA minus VB. And we can denote here VA and VB also. This is VA and this is VB, and the difference of them gives VAB. So we will individually expand them by voltage divider rule. We'll individually expand them and subtract them to get our result. So first we will look at what is the voltage division rule and then apply it to our circuit. So we know that the basic thing, that is, voltages are same in parallel connected circuits and the voltages are different when in series connection. Now for example, I have got a circuit like this where R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series and the voltage across them is Vin. So for example, I need to calculate the voltage across, only the voltage across R3. So example, V3 is the voltage across R3. Now I have to calculate V3. So V3 is equal to the total voltage across them all, across this branch. What is the total voltage across this branch? Is Vin. Vin times, and which resistance is across the voltage V3 that we have to find, that is R3, divided by the total resistance in the branch. So this total resistance is what, how they are connected in series, they are connected. So the total resistance will be R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this is how you find the voltage across any of them through voltage division rule. Now suppose I say I want to calculate the voltage across V2 by applying voltage division rule. So this becomes V2 and simply this becomes resistance R2, and this will be same because this is total resistance in the branch and this is also the total voltage that is across the branch. So this is how we find by voltage division rule. Now let's apply this voltage division rule to our problem given in the question. Now for simplicity of understanding, I can replace this point. You can see the point here. From this the resistances are emerging from it. So this point I can also turn into a line of wire from which these resistances are evolving, because this makes no difference whether it is a point or whether it is a wire like this. It makes no difference because both are connected on the same platform. So for simplicity, for you to understand, I can also represent this dot like this. So let us draw our circuit like this. Please remember, these are both the same circuits, only the point I have expanded it as a wire. So it makes no difference at all. Now I have already said you that the voltage VAB is the difference between voltage VA and voltage VB. We know that the voltage VA is from point here to the point here, or I can also say that the voltage VA is the voltage which appears across the resistor R3. Similarly, VB is the voltage which appears across the resistance Rx. So now we will apply the voltage division rule and find out VA and VB. Now you can notice that I have not included the other branch consist of R2 and Rx, because for that branch also the voltage across that branch also is E. So let's apply the voltage division rule. By applying voltage division rule, we know that VA is equal to the total voltage across the branch, that is E, times what is the resistance across the voltage VA, it is R3, divided by the total resistance. What is the total resistance? R1 plus R3. Why? Because they are connected in series. So this is the voltage VA. Now let's apply same thing to voltage to find out voltage VB. Now the voltage VB according to voltage division rule is equal to the total voltage that is across that branch, that is E, times what is the voltage across VB, that is Rx, divided by the total resistance in the branch, that is R2 and Rx are connected in series, therefore R2 plus Rx. So we have found out VA and VB like this, and we know that the voltage VAB is VA minus VB. Now let's substitute VA and VB individually, that is these values, into this equation like this, and we can take E common from both of them. So this will become, so this is the final equation of VAB, and from this equation we will substitute the values of Rx, the three cases of Rx, and calculate VAB. Now coming to the first condition where Rx is equal to 0 ohm. Now please remember that when resistance is 0, so in any wire, if the resistance is 0, that will become a pure conductor. So it will become a pure wire, just like a short circuit. So when resistance is 0, the condition is just like a short circuit. And please remember, across the short circuit, if you want to measure the voltage across any short circuit, that will give you 0 volts. But please note that current will be flowing in the short circuit. So let us change this figure also. Let us remove Rx and replace it by a short circuit, because Rx is 0, like this. Now let us find VAB by substituting Rx is equal to 0. So 0, this is 0, so 0 divided by something will be 0. So we are left with E times R3 divided by R1 plus R3. Now let us substitute the values of R1 and R3. We will get our result. Substituted E is given as 10 volts, R3 is given as 200 ohms, and R1 is given as 50 ohms. So if we substitute this, we'll get VAB as 8 volts. Now let us move on to our next bit, that is Rx is equal to 15 kilo ohms. Now as Rx contains 15 kilo ohms, let us directly substitute all the values in this equation. I have substituted all the values of resistors. Now let's calculate. So we are getting half volt or 0.5 volts as VAB when the value of Rx is 15,000 ohms or 15 kilo ohms. Now let us move on to the third case where Rx is infinity. Now infinity resistance means the current cannot pass through it, because it has very high value of resistance, so much so that the current cannot pass through the wire. So if current cannot pass through the wire, means current is 0. That is, this behaves as a open circuit condition. So in open circuit, if you want to find out the voltage, it will have some value of voltage because it is open circuit. But if you want to measure the current flowing here through any of the wires which is open circuit or having infinite resistance, it will give you 0 ampere. So it is the exactly opposite case of when you had Rx is equal to 0, it is the case of short circuit, and when you have Rx is equal to infinity, this is the case of open circuit. You can represent it as open circuit condition. So let us redraw it, redraw Rx as open circuit like this. Now if we substitute Rx is equal to infinity in this equation, so this is also infinity and this is also infinity. So something R2 plus infinity will also be infinity only. So infinity by infinity gives is equal to 1. So when I expand this, I will get like this because 1 was there and E was outside the bracket. When E enters the bracket, it will be. So we can also tell that the VB voltage, the voltage VB is equal to E when Rx is infinity. Now let us substitute all the values and find VAB. So when I substitute, we are getting minus 2 volts because VB is equal to E and this is 10 volts and this is 8 volts, and 8 minus 10 is minus 2 volts. Now that we have calculated VAB for all the three cases, now let us calculate the current I flowing in the circuit as shown here by red. You can see. Now coming back to our circuit, we know that this circuit can be equivalent to this circuit. Now we can remove this VA and VB and VAB because it's just like an open circuit, because only the voltage source is present. It is not connected with some resistances or not connected with some wire or with some resistances. So it is just like an open circuit. So we will not consider this while calculating the current. So we can remove this, because when again you consider VA, VB and draw like this, you will get confused while calculating the current. We have to just find the current. We'll apply series and equivalent parallel formula of resistances, and we can calculate the we can calculate the current by simple Ohm's law. Now coming to the first case, when Rx is equal to 0. I already said you when Rx is equal to 0, it behaves like a short circuit. Now let us redraw this into short circuit. Let us short it. You can see that I have shorted it. Now just we will consider this and transform this into one single resistance so that we can find out our current easily. So we can see that 50 and 200 are in series. So 50 plus 200, 50 plus 200 ohms is in parallel with 5 kilo ohms. Or I can simply write that 250 ohms is in parallel with 5 kilo ohms. So when two resistors are in parallel, the equivalent resistance will be R1 plus R2 divided by R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So 250 into 5 kilo ohm divided by 250 plus 5 kilo ohm. So this gives a equivalent resistance of the value 5000 by 21, or also we can write 238.095, but I will write 5000 by 21 only. Okay. Now simply we can apply Ohm's law and we can find out the current. So I is equal to V by R. So this will give us 10 divided by 5000 by 21, which will be 0.042 amperes. So the current is 0.042 amperes, or also you can also write 0.042 amperes as 42 milliamperes. If you cannot do this manually, you can press here ENG button, that is engineering button. Here ENG, if you press, you will get, you can convert that into equivalent milliamperes or microamperes, etc. Okay. Now coming to the second case when Rx is equal to 15 kilo ohms. So when Rx is equal to 15 kilo ohms, we can directly convert these four resistances into one equal resistance by series parallel transformation. That is 50 and 200 are connected in series. So 50 plus 200 ohms are in parallel with 5 kilo ohm and 15 kilo ohm are connected in series. So 50 plus 200 ohms are in parallel with 5 kilo and 5 kilo plus 15 kilo ohms. So this will give us equivalent resistance of these four resistances. So it is same as 250 ohms in parallel with 20,000 or 20 kilo ohms. So the equivalent resistance is 250 into 20,000 divided by 250 plus 20,000. This will give us, so this is giving me equivalent to 20,000 divided by 81 ohms or 246.91 ohms. So we know that the current is E by R equivalent. So 10 by 246.91. So we will get current as 0.0405 amperes or 40.5 milliamperes. So the current is 40.5 milliamperes. Here also I can write 42 milliamperes. Okay. Now let's come to the third case when Rx is equal to infinity. Now we know that when Rx is equal to infinity, it is the same as the open circuit condition. So we'll remove it like this. And now there is no use of this branch where 5 kilo ohms is connected because the current is zero. Because of the open circuit, the no current flows through to this branch. So there is no use of this branch and directly we can remove this branch like this, or here also we can remove it like this. So we are left with only one branch consisting of two resistors which are in series, that is 50 and 200, that is 250 ohms. And now the current will be, we know that current is E by R equivalent and 10 by R equivalent is 50 plus 200, that is 250. That will give us 0.04 or 40 milliampere. This is our current when resistance is infinity. So therefore we have calculated the voltage VAB by because we know that the voltage VAB is the difference between the voltage VA and the voltage VB, and we have expanded VA and VB through voltage divider rule. That is, we have seen voltage division rule and applied this rule to our circuit. That is, this circuit is like Wheatstone bridge, and for different values of Rx we have calculated the voltage, and for the current we have just simplified this equivalent resistance and made this into one single resistance so that the circuit became like this, and we have found out the current by the Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R, that is here V is E, so E is equal to I into R, so I is equal to E by R. Suppose in the exam if he tells you to find out the current like this, the branch currents, it is, suppose this is I1, suppose this is I2, so you can use current division rule to solve it. And also please remember that here two cases are given, two special cases, that is when resistance was 0 and when resistance was infinity ohms. So for 0 ohms we already have seen that the 0 ohms is the condition of short circuit, and similarly infinity ohms is the condition of open circuit. We can also tell that the infinity resistance examples of some good insulators such as plastic, wood, etc. And here also we can give example of a pure wire without any resistance, or can say pure conductor. Okay, and also remember that the voltage across open circuit will be there and current will be zero across open circuit, flowing through open circuit. And here also in short circuit, current will exist in a short circuit case, but the voltage will be zero across a short circuit. Okay, thank you.